I'm voting against Trump. Like, that's the constituency he relied on. So I do think, though, right now, Democrats in the polling, some of them would like to believe that they're not going to put this senile buffoon forward again, but they will, because ultimately the will to power for Democrats is the single most important thing. And as we get closer to his campaign announcement, the reality of Joe Biden turn two or else, it's almost like wishful thinking. People that'll say, "Oh, maybe I would consider somebody other than Joe Biden." They're not really going to consider somebody other than Joe Biden. Do you agree with me that RFK Jr., if he were allowed on stage, would absolutely obliterate Joe Biden? I think there are lots of people that would, but RFK Jr., in particular, I think would go after Biden on the COVID mandates. I mean, I think that we need to hammer this home. I talked about this earlier. Sometimes the craziness of the Biden administration, you forget how crazy it was. Joe Biden, in one of the most expansive uses of presidential authority of all time, tried to mandate under penalty of losing your job that 84 million Americans, courtesy of OSHA regulations, be mandated to get a COVID shot that your own government now has essentially said is worthless. That's the initial COVID shot, and actually pulled it off the market so you can't even get it anymore. That's a pretty radical proposition. One of the challenges, Buck, is the news cycle moves so quickly that sometimes we forget about things that are unprecedented and indefensible because they happened a few months ago and something new has come up. That is, we got to keep in mind, that's why we need a reckoning here. So can I give you some, I obviously think, likely but depressing analysis of this play, which is, yes, if RFK, first of all, Biden's not going to get on the stage with him because he's the president, and RFK can say it's a clown and it's not going to happen. But to your point, yeah, would Biden really look back? Well, sure, for us, maybe some independents, but remember, in the Democrat primary, the Democrat rank and file, the Democrat voter, I think across the board, just wants to forget about what happened. They don't want to think that they were marching around being, the mass police for no reason. They don't want to think that they went along with the tyranny and everything else. So I don't even think that the Democrat primary voters are interested or open to hearing what RFK has to say, because effectively it's, hey, you guys not only elected this complete clown Joe Biden, that stuff that you all went along with, all that vaccine mandates and everything else, was tyrannical, and I don't think and also damaged people, right? I don't think Democrats want to hear that, is my point. I think they just don't care. And if you're wondering about the impact of Trump, think about this on the judiciary. Remember, was it Catherine Mizell, I think is the name of the U.S. District Court judge in Florida, who basically ended mask mandates on airplanes? Clarence Thomas, my favorite judge. Mizell's number two. Trump appointee. He just eviscerated masking on every airplane, and Democrats tried to appeal it, but they basically tried to pretend that she had overstepped her authority. Think about how much difference that made immediately when everyone in real time, all these airlines immediately announced their rescinding of that requirement. And all of the complaints against flight attendants, basically almost overnight, flying on an airplane became far less antagonistic as soon as that mask mandate came. I mean, I guess, you and I think we get particularly fired up about this topic still, and a lot of people just in general are kind of tired, but I would just real quick. The airline CEOs came out and said, based on science and the filtration system we have, planes are, for a group setting, the safest air you can breathe when it comes to viruses. And the response, that was the CEOs of some of the biggest airline companies, and the response of the Biden administration was, shut up and mask, peasant. That's what good people do. They are lunatics. Trump district court judge tosses masking. If Hillary had won in 2016, Buck, the Supreme Court would have upheld OSHA's authority to mandate 84 million people get a COVID shot that now has been pulled off the market because even the Biden administration is acknowledging that the initial 2 that everybody got is worthless and does nothing to protect people. They even have admitted that. And Pfizer already made $70 billion or whatever the heck it is, Moderna in conjunction, and Johnson & Johnson for that one-shotter that you got bust. But they're not admitting that it never was a one and done. Wasn't even done. It was one, but it wasn't done. I see this a little bit differently, Clay, because, and you saw Elon actually responded to the FDA. So funny, the FDA official account on Twitter put this out, and Elon responded to the FDA account with just why, and they're like, oh god, Elon is asking a Twitter question, and then they responded. But I see it as they're not admitting that the vaccine was highly ineffective against transmission and highly ineffective against everything else too the first time around. I think what they're saying is, oh, now we have, remember Alex Berenson came on, he said against Omicron the stuff is useless? Yeah. The response of the vaccine companies isn't, oh wow, we missed the mark by a lot on the last one. It's, oh, because of new variants, now we need a bivalent, now we need a new, the new and improved vaccine that's going to be worth billions and billions of dollars. They're not saying that this was all a failure all along. I just want to be clear. I mean, they're not admitting I'm saying for everybody out there that said, okay, I've got to keep my job, my kid's got to go to school, I'm going to go get this two-shotter version. You did something that was entirely worthless, potentially harmful to your health. And the government now has pulled that double shot off. You're right. They're now saying, oh, we got to revise and improve. But my position would be, every time you update your phone, you may get a new working system there. But if you don't update your phone, the old process still works. The government is saying basically, yeah, that our earlier shot, we can't even provide it because it truly has no value now. But it has no value against COVID now. Yeah. If the Biden administration had gotten to follow Hillary Clinton, right? Hillary Clinton, the Supreme Court, would have upheld OSHA's ability to force this. The only reason they didn't was because Trump got to appoint 3 justices. Otherwise, every single one of us, would have had to go get the COVID shot. Every single one of you listening to this, if Hillary Clinton had been president until 2020, Clay is totally correct. You would have been forced to get it. And by the way, I think you would have been forced to get more than one. I think they realized the J&J, and the people who got the J&J, let me speak from experience here, were the people who were like, I don't want to be barred from every place where I live, and I don't want to lose my job, but I know that this is garbage and I don't want to do it. And also, it's not a mRNA vaccine. It was a traditional, a little bit more like the Chinese version of the vaccine they gave, which was just, kind of dead virus or whatever it is they do to it. But yeah, no, they would have made everybody, I think, they would have said, if you had a Biden compliant Supreme Court, which would have happened if Hillary were president, Clay, you're right, it would have been, oh, sorry, that one didn't count. Everyone has to get the first 3 doses, I think, is what you would have been mandated to do. Now maybe they would start to relent a little bit on dose 4. And also remember, a lot of elite colleges are now rescinding their COVID shot requirement, which I've never seen before. I told you this. The University of Miami is apparently run by total morons because they still University of Miami hospital system. Hospital system. Because they still require masking in all facilities, even to this day. Yep. Even to this day. The Mayo Clinic finally ended their mask requirement a couple of months ago, and New York doesn't, by the way. New York hospitals, a lot of them do not require it anymore. So what you see is there are these ideological holdouts, these stubborn, far-left, globalist, IMF-loving, mask up and eat your bugs holdouts. They're there. They're everywhere. The WHO is saying the masks are worthless by and large, and they're definitely telling kids they shouldn't be getting the COVID shot. I meant WHO, but IMF works. Yeah, all right. Seniors on college campuses are in the home stretch towards graduation. This is when they get a little crazy, a little loose, at the same time, start to really appreciate the past 4 years. Keep in mind, many of the seniors started college just before COVID. It's crazy to think about. For all the colleges out there with graduation ceremonies on the horizon, let's highlight one place where the young people receive the best classical liberal arts education in America. When these students graduate, they study the great books, the history of Western civilization and America, and the meaning and history of our Constitution. You should be able to guess which college I'm talking about. That's right, Hillsdale College. The Constitution course is likely they gave it away. Hillsdale was founded before the Civil War in 1844 in Michigan. The mission that year was to offer the kind of education needed to preserve civil and religious liberty. All these years later, that mission holds true, and they get it done, producing fine graduates without a dime of taxpayer money. Not even indirectly in the form of grants and loans. Take a couple of minutes today. Visit their website to learn more. playandbuckforhillsdale.com. That's playandbuckforhillsdale.com.
Make an appointment with the truth. Tune in every day to the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. KFBK, Sacramento News Radio.
Now, I told you about how Relief Factor helped me with my aches and pains. Let me tell you about Haven in Texas. Haven Right. I'm taking Relief Factor from my shoulder and lower back, and it works. No more pain. My husband started taking Relief Factor for his upper back and hip, and didn't think it was working until he ran out and realized the pain was coming back. Relief Factor just works. We are so happy it's working for you and your husband like it does for thousands of others across America. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free solution developed by doctors to help your body attack the underlying inflammation causing pain. What activity would you like to be doing again? Your first step to becoming pain-free could just be to order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's 800-4RELIEF. Live your best life and feel the difference with Relief Factor.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversation in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotros vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metal. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Poor Sam was a mess. Always itching, flicking. His paws were soaking wet. He had bald spots on his back. DINOVITE.com. 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started seeing great improvement. And today, 99% of his issues are non-existent. Dynamite is nutrition. Dynamite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
How happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynamite from DINOVITE.com.
You know, if you're having tax trouble with back taxes, audits, or wage garnishments, you need to call Mike Ornelas, CEO of Sacramento Tax Resolution today. Mike is the best in the business, and he is local. Call Sacramento Tax Resolution, 916-619-3220. Let him know Pat Walsh sent you.
KFBK wants to help you deal with inflation. Coming up before the news at the bottom of the hour. A chance to win $1,000 to help beat inflation. 12 chances a day. 6 a.m. through 6 p.m.
Thank you so much.
Yes, by listening to KFBK.
Sponsored by Fox Family Heating and Air. Got a question about your air conditioning system? Call Fox Family Heating and Air. You'll get fast, honest, and friendly service from your conversation with the office staff to the technician who comes to your house. Visit FoxFamilyHVAC.com. That's FoxFamilyHVAC.com.
KFBK News Radio.
Coming up before the news at the bottom of the hour.
Inflation compensation.
When you hear the keyword, log on to KFBK.com for your chance to win. $1,000 to help beat inflation. Just by listening to KFBK.
Updated news that matters to you at the top and bottom of every hour on KFBK.
Clay and Buck, 800-282-2882. If you want to weigh in on Popcorn Gate later on, we haven't even talked about it yet. I think you might want to call in now if you haven't seen the story. We'll tell you about it, but a flight attendant made a mom... Oh, you know what? I don't want to get too far into this, but who should clean up after kids on the plane? It's a basic. Lines are open on that one. Also, Vivek Ramaswamy and Don Lemon got a little bit heated over there on CNN. We'll get to that at some point soon. But Clay, I love this. You see the Elon Musk? This is great. The Canadian Broadcasting said that they're less than 70% publicly funded, and they got angry because he said it was publicly funded on Twitter. He changed it to, you're right, 69% publicly funded Canadian Broadcasting. That's now their official Twitter heading. They're only 69% publicly funded. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. And I hope that this business move that he has made is going to continue to have the impact that it seems, but at least it's funny. At least Twitter is funny. Team at My Pillow has momentum on their side. Their massive closeout sale and their My Slippers is one for the record books. These are truly some of the most comfortable footwear you will ever own. When you use our... Actually, I got my Slippers on right now as I'm doing the show. When you use our promo code Clay and Buck, you'll get the all-season slippers for $25. That's our $25. Huge discount from the regular price, which is $149.98. $120 in savings? I just got another pair for myself. I'm going to get some for family members. The My Slippers have an exclusive 4-layer design. You won't find in any other slipper. They're also durable, too. I just love these things. I wear them during the show, walking around, taking out the trash. Go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special square. Grab a pair of the My Slippers for $25. Don't wait. I've never seen a price this good on the My Slippers. They're usually $149.98. Limited to 10 pairs at checkout because the deal's so good. Go now, $25. Think about it. Go to mypillow.com, enter promo code Clay and Buck, or call 800-792-3269.
True.
KFBK has your chance to win $1,000 now. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. M-O-N-E-Y. That's money. Enter it now at KFBK.com. Good luck. The latest news, traffic, and weather.
KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM, and everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
At 10:30, I'm John Bernice with your top stories on KFBK News Radio. The U.S. is calling for an immediate ceasefire in Sudan.
The United States condemned in the strongest terms violence between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces.
Sudan's armed forces are currently at war with a paramilitary group, and violence has broken out in the capital and throughout the country. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said the death toll has been high and civilians have been killed. A state assemblyman is demanding California establish adoptee rights. He's pushing a bill to make it easier for people who were adopted to request vital records such as birth certificates. Current law requires a court order and petition. Tom Lackey says the issue is personal to him since he has 2 adopted children. And anyone living in California knows the air isn't great, but while smog is improving, wildfires continue to expose people to dangerous particles. That's the finding of a new report by the American Lung Association. The worst spots went to Los Angeles for ozone pollution, Bakersfield for short and long-term particle pollution. Sacramento County got about a C grade for the number of ozone days. Traffic and weather together. Here's Roy Lamella.
So we're starting off in the Elk Grove area, southbound 5, right before Elk Grove Boulevard. Getting reports of a 2-car crash. And the good news is it's over the center divide, not causing any delays. CHP on the way to assist. Also out in Folsom, eastbound 50, right after Prairie City Road. Getting reports of a hazard on the roadway. Looks to be blocking the middle lane there. A semi-tire also blocking the second and third lanes from the left. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Roy Lamella, KBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Plenty of sunshine and cool temperatures still today as we're looking at highs 65 to 69. Partly cloudy overnight, low 43 to 47. And then the warm-up comes tomorrow and Friday. I'm AccuWeather's meteorologist Jeff Nordine on KFBK, Sacramento News Radio. Sunny and 54 degrees now. John Bernice, KFBK News Radio.
Do you worry about your investments, uncertain income, and not having a clear written retirement plan? Clay and Buck here to tell you help's available from a local resource, Peak Financial Freedom Group. For decades, Jim and Dan have acted as fiduciaries building written plans for their clients. If you save $500,000 or more for retirement, call